Hey David, this is the far left compost. I'm struggling with the microscope a little bit, but I finally got things dialed in. Hope you can see good there in the camera. This is a rotifer we're looking at here. I found a nematode. We'll find him in a second. We'll zoom in on this. He can move fast. It might be hard. Uh-oh. There goes my camera again. Come on. And pause while I find him. There he is. He starts feeding, we'll see like he mounts himself from his tail, and he'll get like a vortex going from two little mouths in the front. They'll spin. It's a nutrient cycler. It's a small animal. We'll zoom in once just to see if we can catch that. These are his mouth parts here. This video is going to end up being long if I do this, but it'd be neat to see. Hope it's catching that out. See, he's sucking things in this end here. My microphone's broken. My wife's sleeping. I hope you can hear me. You also see inside of him there's like a gizzard or something that breaks the stuff up as he swallows it and then excretes it, making it plant soluble, plant available nutrient. Well, he's moving fast. I'm going to back off. I'm going to maybe pause here and we'll go looking for that nematode. This compost, I've only looked at two, the far left and the middle, and they both just look great. Just lots of, we'll see a bunch of testate amoeba in here. We'll go look for some of those as well. A real nice diversity of them. I wasn't finding any nematodes, but I did find one this morning. We'll go look for that now. I'm going to pause here. There's that nematode. He's in the top corner of the slide. See if we can figure out what kind of nematode this is. We'll look at the mouth parts up here. And I believe it's a bacterial feeding nematode. I can't see the gizzards in here, but the shape of the lips makes me believe that. And we can see the bacteria inside of it. Oh, where'd he go? Sometimes they'll settle down. Let's back off again. Here we're at 100x. We've been going between 40x, 100x, and 400x. Just settle down. Let's see if we can have a look real quick. Oh, it's so fidgety when we're zoomed in like this. Well, let's go look for some of these testate amoeba. We'll stay out here at 100x. And zoom down through. You know what, I'm going to pause it just so you don't have to be such a long video. Zoom just in a little there. We can also see some nice branched fungi here with a septa in it. I'm seeing a more bacterial dominant compost, but we are seeing some nice fungi in there. So we zoom, we see all this bacteria all around us, all these little dots and rods moving around. Those are good. Those are aerobic bacteria. We're not seeing any anaerobic bacteria. And that nice piece of fungi. That's 400x. Now we're back out at 40x. I'm sorry, 100x. And let's see if we just locate a testate amoeba alive here. There's a lot of them in here. That's the way it always works. When you start looking, you don't see it, but well, they're all over. I was getting 4 or 5 in a slide sometimes. Very impressive. There's one right there. So this is a testate amoeba. This is what eats the bacteria and the fungi. We'll have a look inside. So this is a shelled amoeba test. That's the test. You see the double wall around the outside, the mouth on this end. So that's that next trophic level above the bacteria and the fungi. Nutrient cycling. See if we can adjust the color a little here, get a better look inside. Sometimes you can see what they've been eating even. Whether it's a fungal spore in there, or the bacteria, or the fungi. We've got a dirty slide, I think. We'll zoom in and out, see the bacteria and stuff in the background, some of the rods, some of the dots, the different colors. I'm going to pause here. Here I found another nematode. This one's either relaxing or dead. But with him like that, we'll be able to take a good look at his mouth parts. Here we are at 40x. Let's see if we can zoom in here a little better. There's a good look at the mouth now. And you see this open mouth area. We can't see the gizzards in there. That normally tell us more about it. But I'm still pretty sure this is a bacterial bacterial feeding nematode. So what else we're looking for is here. We're seeing the nematode. That's the fourth trophic level. But above the bacteria and the fungi, he just went and hid in there. We're looking for flagellates as well. So there's those testate amoeba, the shelled amoeba, and the flagellates. They're going to be the consumers of the bacteria and the fungi in nutrient cycling. And here we're going to see a flagellate there, another real good sign of aerobic and farther in succession for that soil, for that compost. We'll have a good look at him here. If I can gently move over. Oh, he's taking off on us. A lot of times they're in this upper layer. There he is. And you'll see a flagellum off the back of it. That's a little tail. So the single flagellum tells us a flagellate, and a lot of times they have that wiggly movement as compared to a ciliate, which has lots of those flagellum all the way around its body. There he is there moving around. I'm going to pause here. We'll just scan around for a minute. How long is this video? Oh, geez. 8 minutes already. I'm actually probably going to stop here and move on to the next compost. I'll pause. So there's a real good example. I believe this is testate amoeba dividing. So when we say they expand, they multiply, that's a testate amoeba separating there into two. Gentle. That's pretty neat. I've never seen it so obvious like that. And again, a nice bacterial population around it. As I zoom in and out through the layers, we'll see them come in and out of focus. So we're getting a nice bacterial component. We could like to see more fungus and fungi in there, but we're seeing some flagellates moving around. The testate amoeba, that's that next level. We're seeing cysted up other organisms in there, waiting to come alive. This has been setting in water for 2 days, the test sample. So we may see some ciliates in here, maybe going a little bit anaerobic. That's not because of the soil though, it's just the conditions I've left it in. Letting it set like this has really made everything come alive in there. We can see lots of life in there. Pause again. Another good looking testate amoeba with just a ton of bacteria around it. There's the mouth end. I am seeing some fungal spores in here as well. We'll look for maybe some of those for you. Pause again. So there's a spore there. It may be a double-ended candida, which can be bad. We don't really know though. We're seeing a nice flagellate there. I'm gonna end this video here. Probably we've gotten long, but we've seen lots in here. So we've seen a ton of the bacteria. So that bacteria and fungi being the lowest trophic level. The bacteria, the fungi, and the branch fungi we've seen. We're seeing lots of these flagellates and just a ton of the testate amoeba, that next level. I haven't seen any microarthropods, but I'm sure there's some in there. We saw 2 nematodes. So we're seeing a lot of life. I'd say this is a very healthy, very good compost. I give it a thumbs up for sure. I'll probably stop here, like I said, and we'll move on to the next compost. But this was the left compost, the far left compost up the hill, farthest up the hill, and just looks great.